Okay, so we're going to continue this radius down from the fender and into the front bumper. Now I'm not sure if we're going to drop it down. It'll add more thickness in here, or just come down, nothing like that. It looks good. The tape also helps hold this bumper in place. This is the bumper that came off the car, and it's sitting right way up. So you can see the overrunner in the center. There's little wing tips on each side. It just has a lot of mass to it that we're looking at putting on a diet, just like the rest of the car. You can see how far out that thing sticks out. Way out there. I'm gonna suggest something that's gonna turn your world upside down. Thank goodness for zip ties, because we're able to mock that bumper up without any bolts. Now I can hear your gears turning already. Nick, what about that space right there on top of the bumper? What can you do about that? So as you saw me doing 3.5 seconds ago, carry that radius down from the fender into the bumper. This part here has to go, but we can't take all of it off because we need to roll that around, form it to the fender. And I see this space here. I can stick my fingers in there. It doesn't look very tailored. And the width back here, we need to trim some of that off right away before we can do anything. Up front, these bumper brackets have been trimmed, flipped upside down, and we're still able to use the original bolt holes for the brackets. Let's check this one. Yes, original bolt holes. The overrunner was using that bolt. So we're able to use the same brackets, same bolt holes, just upside down. This wrinkle has to be smashed out very carefully because see that extra curvature in relation to the front end? We need to eliminate that. It has to be like this side. And even this side's a little bit wonky, especially right there. So we'll get those hammered out, straightened out. I'll probably do that when the bumper's in 2 pieces, just a little bit less weight to deal with. And over here, we've got the same thing happening. And you can see this tape here is indicating where we need to trim off the back. See, both sides weren't the same. And we have a much larger, I can stick my hand, never mind my fingers, on this side. I can't remember what I said for the other side, I think fingers. This side I can stick my whole hand in. Everything's been centered in terms of sheet metal on the car. And we've got the peak of the fascia lining up with the peak of the bumper. So we need to measure this side here. I think it's a 1/4 inch I need to take out. We're gonna have 1/2 inch between the sheet metal and the body. I don't want it too tight in case we do bump something. It doesn't mess up the sheet metal work. They are bumpers for a reason. This side here, we have a 1/2 inch to take out. So first things first, get the plasma out, trim up the ends so that we can actually suck them in. Both sides. Keep you guys well back because I don't want to lose another lens from sparks. Just going to put a mark here temporarily because tape doesn't behave too well with fire. We're not cutting the back off, just going to trim up the end a little bit. I'll be shooting sparks that way. So if I put the camera over there where you guys can see what's going on, you probably get something in your eye. Let's cut this bumper in half. So what, I said 1 inch, that's an 1.25 inches. Okay, we do that. Put down in the comments if you think we should keep that bird. As I say, bird is the word. I'd hate to lose it. Maybe if we can put it inside the hood. Problem is there's very tight clearances under there, so not sure what's going to happen with that. I'll get rid of those holes for us quite nicely. So get this bumper off, clamp in the vise, and chop it. Trying to get this clamped in such a way that we can beat on it. Half the weight and twice the amount of fun. These bolts actually got sucked in too, so we got to pound that out. All right. Good. It wasn't too bad, eh? Now, let's see what we can do with this. Nope, don't like it. Because of this return, it makes it a bit of a pain. What if we do this? Don't like that either. So we got to support this. Maybe that'll work. I got a feeling that'll work. Okay. Not too bad. I'm gonna finesse it with this guy. Okay. Seems kind of counterintuitive. You think this would take care of the problem any better. Actually not. All right. Now. Now. This was the bottom edge. It's all wavy and it's actually tucked in more than we need to. We need to come up into the fascia. So I need to unroll it a little bit. Unroll it. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. Don't really have to worry about scratching the chrome because most of it's gone. Okay, that's sitting pretty level. This was the easy one. Okay, that looks good. This one is done, I think. A little bit of a this is the ugly one. It's even cracked where the bolts were. Watch your teeth. Okay, that takes care of the bottom. Wow. Nope. Yes. Uh-oh. We're getting loose. I gotta find the original level, which is kind of difficult right now. Maybe we can create our own original level. See the bounce back? How do we fix that? I'm sighting down this line. Sometimes I'll move my head from side to side because otherwise you go cross-eyed if you stare at it too long. Okay, I think we're going to be close for now. We will more than likely have to take this and adjust it when it's on the car. Yeah, it's still too high. I'm not done yet. It looks a little better. There's a high spot right there. The crease. All right, let's get this on the car. That feels pretty good. That one's a bit high. That's the other way. Nope. Brackets are loose at the moment. I guess I could do them up. Get in that way with the impact. I need some movement so we can get some bolts in. I gotta find some bolts. I don't really care what they are right now. They don't have to be the button head, carriage bolt, whatever they use. These are just aligning bolts. They're too long to do them up, because we want to get this thing squeezed onto the front so it doesn't move. When you're working with an unbent bumper, it's not too bad. But when you have to straighten things out and make things work with something that's been twisted up, it's a little more challenging. That's better. I need a thumper or a big hammer. Let's make a compromise. Okay, that's what I was after right there. Kind of. Let's stay, I hope. Right now there's nothing holding it to the car, so if it falls, plug your ears. A little bit out. That's coming in really well there. Got to roll it up. Just I'm not crazy about this big space here. I'm liking that a lot right there. If we can clamp that. Uh-oh, don't fall. That's better. Yes. Oh, no, don't fall. Okay. That's why we didn't trim the ends yet. You see me running around every which way. There's a reason for that. Okay, so as you can see, this has to rotate downward like that. Disregard this for now. That's just thinking lines. Our gap, we'll have to trim up the back edge because this kind of goes in. This gap across the front isn't too bad. We're not going to come in all the way. It's going to be spaced out, so there'll be a wedge put in here. Now this front portion dives in where the plate goes. We're going to have to make a correction on that. Here, we're a little, I think, tighter than the other side. We can sneak out a bit. Yeah, this one drops down. That looks nice off that feature. This one's a bit tight. I can move out 1/4 inch. And that'll help us up front here. That black line is a center peak. We're gonna have to create a new one here. If I pull this out and push the ends in, we might be able to get away with this. So give me a few minutes of running around again, clamping, reclamping, testing, and we'll see what we can do to get this at least tacked in the middle so we can look at it and plan our course of action. Next steps. Yeah. And there we have it, almost. I keep saying that word almost because we're very close right now. See the laser line? Oops, I just killed it. That bumper is flowing in just the way it should. See around the corner? The spacing on the ends. The only thing we have to do is take another 1/4 inch, that Sharpie line, we're going to take another 1/4 inch off of both sides, and then we can bring them together and join them. This side here too, it's flowing in really well. That back corner, I mentioned it, that has to be redone. That's for later, that's once all this is done. Now we do have a bit of a weird line here on the bottom. We're going to have to correct that on the fascia. It's just part of the process. There was a big jog in the panels here and here. I did cut the bottom. You can see the daylight up and through there. That's got to be pulled out a little bit more and corrected. It's all those little things, like you could put some Bondo there and fill that in. That'd be done. You'd be done in half an hour. But 9 times out of 10, that Bondo would fall out. That's not how you do it. I'm serious. So, let's take this all apart again. Nothing's marked. It's just going by eye and by feel and by whatever else you want to call it. I'm going to cut that, bring them together, and tack it. And then we can have another look at it. Maybe we'll even tack it to the bumper brackets themselves because we can't get in there. With this one here you can. That one there, unless we can make an access hole through that fender to get that bolt down there. Even to get a box-in wrench in there is going to be pretty darn difficult, especially once the top is all filled in. Let's blow this apart, cut it, and reassemble it. And there we have our temporary license plate. See the recess? Used to be an inch, almost 2 inches wider, an inch on both sides. Here we've sucked it in. It looks proper for that width of license plate. Drill 2 holes, put the plastic plugs in there, the square holes. You need a square drill bit for that. Let me turn this off. Next step is basically to remove the bumper, pull those bolts out. You saw me welding the brackets from the backside to the bumper. That's just to hold things in place because we had so many variables. Everything was moving around. Everything was clamped, the 2 pieces joined together, brackets clamped to the bumper. I got 3 good tacks on both sides, both brackets, so that shouldn't move. We'll mark them, pull the brackets off, drill the studs on the inside of the bumper, bolt the brackets to the bumper. To weld the bracket to the bumper, the brackets are spring steel, and eventually the welds will break if you just do it that way. You don't want to be running over your own bumper. That's it. Okay, so I got some material for the front bumper. It's 1/8 thick. That's what's on the bumper, so that's what we're gonna run with. A little bit of weight there, but we don't need that much. And if I can find the template, oh, you guys are looking at it. We're going to cut out 2 pieces, 2 arcs like this, and try and maximize on the sheet. I double check something here. Right to left, left to right, make sure it works. Yeah, we're gonna add a little bit. That's darn close. We'll fit it on the car, to the car. Soapstone. One of the rare times when I use a soapstone, you can see it a little bit easier than a Sharpie. Now I'm going to cut out 1, and then I'm going to trace. Let's not cut that off there, let's just shoot past. I can trim that up later. This way. So that's going to be about there, and I want to add 1/2 inch just to play with that. You can always cut material away. Real devil to add 1/8 inch. Too many lines. This is going to be freehand for the first one. Here we go. Watch your eyes. That is a sharp point. Ooh, that's even a sharper point. Okay, that's 2 pieces. We're gonna clean them up and start fitting them to the car. I'm gonna clean up the front edge first, based on the template, and then we'll work the back edge in to the fascia. And you also have to create some shape to this, because these are just flat pieces of metal right now. And you'd be guessing as to how we're going to do that, because that English wheel won't cut it, unfortunately. Won't bend it. It won't curve it, unfortunately. That's going to be it. Now we can actually take these pieces and fit them in to the top of the bumper. As for this, it's only an adjustable wrench if it's used for nuts and bolts. Otherwise, it's a flange adjuster. That's it. What I'm looking at is to have a nice roll up into the grille. We're not going to go tight because it is a bumper. It might move slightly from the body, with the body, because the body sits on polyurethane mounts. And another low spot. I can't get in from the underside to swing up. So this is going to be all right. And for those of you not sure why I was holding that chunk of steel up underneath, that's just to back it up so it doesn't bounce on the bolts. I've gone through, welded studs on the inside, bolted the brackets on. We got to grind the outside, fill a few more holes, and the front bumper, aside from the top, will be done. We've got to do the ends too, finish radiusing all that stuff in. But that has to be done off the car because there's no way I can get in to massage it on the car. Here we have our 2 pieces. This is the first piece. Just sit in there just like that. Now it is touching the body. We will have to trim a little bit away We're going to chamfer the edge so we can put a weld through here, weld it. That's going to be fun. This is all fun. I'm soaked. Before we do that though, we need to put some shape into this. Because this is a flat piece of steel, flat 1/8 steel. And I need some curvature into it. I can't put this through my English wheel, it won't bend. So what we are going to do, even if I put the rubber wheel in, it won't go. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. The other thing I have to do is take and tip the back edge of the flange of this top portion down, creating a flange, a finished edge. I don't want a raw edge against the body. You feel any bumper from an old car, edges are always rolled. So if we left that raw like that, it's not a good look to it. So we're going to adjust it. And we're going to do that using the vise. The vise is going to clamp the flange. I'm not worried about the tape, that's fine. I'm going to roll it a little bit at a time. I don't want too much. This is also going to create a curve to our piece to follow the contour of the bumper. I'm going to break you, buddy. Even the tipping wheel would scream at me. Built a few bumpers in our time. Really cool one was for a 1940 Ford sedan delivery, four-door sedan delivery. Put a picture up above. That was hand-shaped. Just like this. Now, see, we're starting to get a nice roll down towards the back. I'm going to increase that a little more. Not too much. I don't want a right angle. That's going to be the final bend. A few more hits and the fun part's coming. In case we're having fun yet. I gotta clean it up a little bit. Yeah. I want to get it close. We can make the adjustments when it's on the bumper. A lot easier to hold. All right, that's going to be it. So we have our tipped edge, one spot right here. Much better. Now we got to give this some curve this way, not just the edge, but the center part, more so towards the front than the back. I'm going to get you guys way back here. A trusty rubber pad. And we're going to work this. And that's all we need. Not going crazy with this. Just a little bit of a curve. Do we do a little more? Once it's on there, we can't do this. Let's do a little more. Near the front. That's it. Very good. Yeah, that's it. Let's see how this fits. We've got a little bit too much curve in it. Told you it was going to curve. We can correct that curve by increasing the angle of the back flange a little bit more. Give me a second to do that. I think you've seen enough hammering. We'll bring you in a second. So here we are, ready to fit and tack this into place. It's about time. Now this curvature is going to make it a little bit tricky, and the fact that it's hot, this glove is too big. Just going to have to man it up and work through the heat. Gonna look good. We gotta put a little corner over there. That's okay. To clamp it, a little bit tricky as well. Straighten it out just a bit. I want it to follow the curvature of that bumper. Okay. I thought I could get a clamp in here. I can't. It's going to sit like that. I should cut the center. Well, I still can. So we'll cut that little point off. We can match up the other one when we get it to this stage on the other side. Okay, it's going to be a fit and tack method here. It'd be nice if we could just put it on top and weld it, but that's not how it's done. Do that side? No, that side it runs wild. Crank that heat up nice and hot. How does that look? I'm going to cut this tacks here and elevate that a little bit. Or bring the center down. It's looking good over there. It's climbing right there. Okay, when we get this off the car, because I can't really do much right now, it's moving around, maybe there. It's good, it's nice. We're gonna have to adjust this curvature, especially in here, bring it up a little bit off the car. The rest of it's fitting in really well. I will bring you guys in once this is more or less tacked in place. Just notice the bumper. I need to loosen the front bolt and bring this side up a little bit. Or we can try something. That's better. All right guys, we're just about ready to start welding all this up. Everything's been flushed, and it's feeling and fitting really well. There's a little triangle at either end, as well as a rectangle here and here. I guess that was for the brackets before this was flipped upside down. We'll have to fill that, but I'm not gonna do that until everything's welded up both sides and probably start grinding it. Something like this, you wanna take your time. You wanna turn this into a banana if you put too much heat into it. So anyway, we'll get this welded up. I'll bring you guys in when we're finishing it. I present to you bumper a la Nick. The top gaps have been filled with those pieces. It's been welded, ground, smoothed. There's a few more things we need to address, but that'll be done after the bumpers get pulled. A couple little low spots, one right about there and one on the other side. Coincidentally, they fell on either side of the license plate recess. And we have some holes to fill underneath here, and I'm not going to be welding upside down. So we'll get this on the bench to get that taken care of. There's one there, one there. That's the old bumper bolts, bumper bracket bolts. We also have the ends to wrap up, literally. So you've got them tucked, but you just need to work that in, smooth it out. And from this side, you can see it's flowing in quite well. I'm gonna grab some masking tape and just refine the edge where it meets with the sheet metal on the body. A little corner there needs to be taken care of, radiused out. That's really the final step in getting this bumper done. It came out pretty good. License plate recess. It used to be a little bit wider. We've narrowed it up. Plate looks really good in there, and like in terms of front license plates, we need one of those on this car. But like, where do you put it? Do you put it in front of the signal light, brake vent? Do you put it in front of this hole here? Center. That's about the most logical place that you can put it where it kind of looks good. You can have it removable. You might do that, I don't know. But what if you forget to put it on? You leave a show and you forget to put the front license plate on. Not good. So it'll be fixed to the front. And as I was welding, even though I was careful, it did still twist. So I had to get it twisted back into shape and re-bolt it. So when I take it off, we're gonna have to see how much it twists out of shape and make that adjustment. Got to sight through and run that line. Come on. There we go. It's actually not very far off. Our little bend that we created on the back is pretty consistent. So what I think is the issue, as I was welding it, it picked that flange up and down in places. Here, we'll get this corner cleaned up. Same as the other side there. Yeah, this side has a little more space. We may have to just push this side in a little bit, but that's looking good. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this episode on bumpers and refining them, tailoring them to the car, give us a thumbs up. It's an incredible amount of work, and well, turned out pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Until next time, take care. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, so you can follow along and see this car outside. It'll be in bare metal, so we have to wait until it stops raining. It's been raining a lot lately. We'll get her outside, have a look at her, and then it's off to metal finishing, which is back in here, and then body work. And while body work's happening, we'll be doing wiring and all that other stuff. So until next time guys, take care. We're keeping the hood ornament. Executive decision. I was going to put a thing here. We're going to put the thing in here and leave the bird where it is. There's not enough room up and under the hood. It's just too tight. Catch you later.